So good morning, boys and girls. Grandpa Chris here. I'm heading out towards Rockborne Trout fishery this morning for a day out. It's a little before 5 o'clock in the morning. I've got about a 2.5 hour run, and I am really looking forward to getting out. First time for a little while, so sit back and enjoy the ride, and I'll give you a shake when we get there.
After 300 yards.
Yeah, there's some idiots on the road this morning. You've got the one in the middle lane in front of me, and you've got the one who's just swerved between the two of us, who is now completely trapped. You've got the Porsche coming up the outside lane at 90 miles an hour. You've got the guy I'm just passing doing 40 miles an hour. It's a glorious morning, boys and girls. It's a glorious morning.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I have to do,
So, boys and girls, I told you I'd give you a shake when we got here. Just pulling up to the gate here of Rockborne Trout fishery. Just come down for a day. Sun is shining, it's a beautiful morning. There are pheasants walking on the path. Coming through the new forest was just absolutely amazing, with the wild animals just wandering around. Looks like I'm a little bit early, but better to be early, and then I can just sit back and relax. Welcome to Rockborne Trout fishery.
Morning, boys and girls. Grandpa Chris here. Finally made it. First trip out for a while. I'm down at the absolutely stunningly beautiful Rockborne Trout fishery, close to the new forest. Fishing with my 5-weight Bloke rod, with a copper and orange Martin Williams stalking bug on. I've got the 12-pound Grand Max line, the tippet line, floating line, and I'm just going to have a little wander around just to see what I can see. I'm on older at the moment. It's a little bit difficult to see into the water just until the sun pops his head through the cloud. Seen a very deep on the line. Okay. It's just so beautiful here. The bird song, it's just so wonderful. Different species all around. And fish on. And it's a nice fat fish too. Looks like a rainbow. It's a nice fat rainbow. It's a very fat rainbow. So, second cast of the day. I have a decent fish on the line. Beautiful, beautiful colours on him. Just twitching the line back in, and it just stopped in my hand. And then he's obviously felt the prick and he's turned away. And then it's started. Right tight in on the bank at the moment, but he's nowhere near ready. Shaking his head. We'll try and get the net ready. They do scrap. I love the way this bloke rod is holding the fish. Not quite in the net. Got him in tail first, but he's popped back out again. Oh, not quite. Oh, what a great start to the morning. What a great start to the morning. And he's in. He's in, and I tell you what, he might even be a double to start the day. Look at that. Look at that. Back in a mo. So there we go, boys and girls. That's the second chuck of the day. You can see the Martin Williams bug lying there. That's got to be a fish of 8 or 9 pounds. That's fabulous. And it's second cast of the day. Absolutely glorious. Okay, so I'm just going to put him on the clip. Slide it up through the gills, out through the mouth, into the slot, push it down, and we have our trophy. Wow. And Grandpa Chris starts with a double. Thank you, Rockborne. So I've just been up to the car to change my glasses, because those clip-ons are about as much use as a piss on a volcano. Pretty much all you get is a bit of hiss and a bit of steam, but at least these, I can see into the water with these, and now I can really settle into my day. And of course, to catch such a glorious fish as that with only my second cast, it's just so beautifully peaceful here this morning. It really is. It's the inlet, often a place to attract a fish. They're all stockies over there. I'm going to go over on the bridge, I think, and try under the tree on bridge. Okay, so I've come back up onto Alder. I just had that one little stocky off of Longacre. I don't really want to spend the day just catching stockies. Having driven 2.5+ hours to get here, I don't want to be going home in 20 minutes with 3 small fish and a double. So just gonna have a little wander around and a little change of fly. Oh, that's a decent fish. Had a little change of fly, and I've put that on, another one of Martin's flies. So let's see how it goes. Across its back. Okay, so I had another fly change. That was just sinking too fast. I've gone over to a blue flash damsel, and I've got a pair of very big fish right there. Doing a twitchy figure of 8 retrieve. two or three very decent looking fish there. They certainly the high upper end of single figures. Very, very awkward breeze. Blowing the fly straight at me in the cast, which is not ideal. Pull and fish on. That was nice. Yeah, that was very nice. A bit of a thrasher. It's a rainbow. Somebody just netted one underneath the willow over to my right. He's hanging on. Oh yeah, he's certainly hanging on. But you take a risk of getting the net ready. Oh, beautiful rainbow. And he's in the net and still fighting. So there you go. He's probably 2.5 to 3 pound this time. I'll just come back to you. So there you have it. And there is the blue flash damsel. Again, as I said, about just under the 3 pound mark. I'm just going to put him on the stringer. Once again, these Neil Perry stringers are really very clever. First chuck got double. You just become completely captivated with the bird song and the wildlife. Young man over there, he has a couple of fish, maybe 3 pounders. I've had 3 already, which is pretty much means I'm down to my final fish already. So just going to have a little walk and see if there's anything interesting, because I've had 3 fish already. I've been fishing for 35 minutes and it's an awful long way to come to fish for less than an hour. I think it was Chad Goymer, Barry's Big Plums, who said he likes to fish for a little bit longer than he drives, and he drives for 3.5 hours each way. He comes from Kent, and I totally share his sentiment. So just going to have a little wander around and give you some perspective on this beautiful fishery, and if I see a decent fish I shall have a little go for it. It's a nice rainbow of about 5. If he's still there when I come back, I'll have a little go at him. Just going to have a little walk around Oak Lake, which is a very pretty little pit. It's again renowned for having some big fish. Again, the light isn't so good for seeing with. There's plenty of activity, plenty of movement in the water, but singling out the bigger fish with this poor light, not so easy. If any of you boys and girls out there can suggest a reasonably priced effective pair of polarized lenses within Grandpa Chris's budget, make a comment below and I shall be very happy. Someone mentioned Fortis glasses. Apparently they're very, very good, and looking online they're quite reasonably priced. I'm currently wearing one of those wrap over glasses which I bought from Amazon a couple of years ago. I thought they were quite good, but as I said, this light, they're just non-effective. So if you do have any suggestions, I'd be grateful. Nice fish moving away there. I don't think he liked me getting too close to him. Right, this is pine. I've not actually fished this one before. And I don't recall seeing it coming up in any of the Facebook posts for its really big fish. It looks a lovely water, bit of muck and gunk on the surface. Huge great swan mussel. Enormous great big swan mussel. That is enormous. That must be 6-8 inches long. Can you see that in the water there? Just a beautiful place to walk around. I've had 1 or 2 people ask me what camera setup I use. I've got the GoPro Hero 8 Black, which I've been using now for about, well, certainly the last 5 videos, plus all the way across Israel last week. What I found with it was that the internal batteries last about 35-40 minutes of filming. So I've got an external battery pack which I'm wearing it inside one of the pockets of my fishing vest, and I've got a USB cable leading to it, and that gives me about 8 hours of filming. And I've got a 132 gig micro SD card in the camera, and that's more than enough for a day's fishing, using a chest mounted setup, which keeps my hands free. I don't have the weight of it around my head. Sod's law. A stocky has just jumped over the other side. But again, I'm not seeing anything particularly big on here. I'm seeing a few smaller stockies, so I'm going to head back along the other side of Oak. There's quite a few fish underneath that little tree there, but getting at them, whoo, too difficult for me. I ain't got the skills for that. I'll leave that to the likes of Peter Cockwell. Isn't this just such a beautiful, beautiful place to be? Certainly some of the biggest, fattest wood pigeons I've ever seen. Some nice little mallards. So come back up onto Alder. Just had a lovely chat with a guy by the name of Tony. He's one of the locals here. He's a very personable guy. Turns out we have a little bit of a side interest insofar as he also owns a Brocock Enigma gas-powered air rifle. Very seldom see anybody with one of those. The gentleman to my left has hooked into a fish underneath the alder tree. So, gone on to a white bleach pattern. One of Martin's flies. See a couple of big fish right there. One's following it. Just turned off it. Yeah, they're having a look at it. He's certainly having a look at it. He's followed it all the way in. Just giving that a few more moments to sink down, and I'm now doing a little short figure of 8 twitches. If this one doesn't work, then I'll have another quick change. And a nice pull. And the fly is still there. I'll let that go down even deeper. And we've got a fish on. It's taken that and a fish off. Well, he took that on the drop. I saw the line tip shoot off to the left, and he's taken that on the drop. That was wonderful. Probably only a little stocked fish, but my goodness me, that was fun. So a pull, and then a take, and a drop. It's quite a decent fish that it's just gone over there. He's turned on it. He's slashing backwards and forwards across it. He certainly wants it. It was classic there. There were 3 or 4 fish all chasing it. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so exciting fishing. So exciting. Being able to see the fly so far out, to see the fish slashing at it. Another pull. He's still on it. He's got it. That was brilliant. He followed that about 5 or 6 yards in. It's only a little stock rainbow. Oh my goodness me, that was exciting. Oh my goodness me, that was exciting. And he's in the net. Wow! Not the biggest of the day, but my goodness me, it was fabulous watching him coming across the surface. Okay, so just come up to the scales to weigh that first fish, and it is 10 pound 10 ounces. So my first Rockborne double, 10 pound 10 ounces. What a way to start. Second cast of the day, and all I was doing was setting the line, and that's jumped on board. Fabulous.